Hi. It's 2026, and for some reason, sales teams are still stuck manually trying to do research on their leads. I built a very simple n8n workflow that takes all of that lead research and completely automates it. You click the button once, and you get research done on hundreds of leads all at once, hours of your SDR's time given back to them so that they can actually go out and nurture those relationships that then convert. Let's go to the screen. I'll show you how it works. So before we get started, let me set the stage. I went on Apollo and I just randomly scraped a bunch of leads from Apollo. No particular industry or anything like that. This is just for a made up company, and we're selling our AI powered recruitment services. And so I just went on Apollo, just, small to medium sized businesses, scraped them, their names, founders, titles, emails, the URL for their LinkedIn, the URL for their organization, all the general stuff that you'll usually put in a CRM. So now that I have all of that here in my Google Sheet, now we're going to go over to n8n and I will see how we use them. Just a little note, we're using Google Sheets as our CRM here. Obviously, if you're ever doing this, building this in production, you'll link it with your own individual CRM. That's super easy to do in n8n. All right, now that we know what our leads look like, let's take a look at this workflow that I built. It's super simple. It's not like one of those 40 different nodes that you see on LinkedIn that people share. It's very simple, but it gets the job done, and I think that's what really matters. It starts with a manual trigger. Obviously, when we're doing this in production, this will get triggered every time a new lead enters your CRM. Again, that's a very easy thing to add. We connect our CRM here, which in my case is the Google Sheets document that I've already shown you. And then that flows into our research node. Now let me just double click into our research node so you can see how I've set up the research node. There's a prompt for the research. And as you can see, it's a fairly robust prompt. It gives it certain rules. It gives it a particular task that it needs to do. And then it sets up a mandatory information list, things that we must absolutely get. So those things are, what does the company do? Who is their ideal customer? Any information regarding the company's finances that our agent can find? Is there any information about this company's expansion plans? Because remember, we are in this scenario an AI recruiter, and expansion plans signal more people that they want to hire in the future. So that's a very important bit of information for us. Are there any roles open? And if there are roles open, how long have they been open? Stuff like that. So it's going to do research on all of this. Now remember, it is possible that our agent does not find the answer to any one of these 7 information criteria. In that case, we just query it again, and then we hope we get it. If we don't get it, then it returns that it did not find answer for this specific question, but the rest of the research packet is still there. So that's the initial research that happens, and it's powered by Perplexity and ChatGPT. ChatGPT is just added here, so it has a brain to actually go out and call a tool, but the real research is being done by Perplexity. For those of you who know, you already know. For those who don't know, Perplexity is another AI company that specializes in AI powered search. So it's kind of like a search engine powered by an LLM. So the AI it does research on whatever topic you give it, it brings back all the results, queries them, goes through them, and then it gives you a consolidated answer. So this is literally what your SDR is doing for, I would say, 40% of their time. That's the one thing that Perplexity here will do. Once we get the research, it will populate it back into the initial sheet that I was showing you. And then from there, we will use that research that we've generated to write a first draft email. So I'll show you what we've done here. You're writing from the perspective of an expert salesperson at Made Up Company Inc. That's the name of our company. We sell AI-powered recruitment assistants. The idea is to use the research that was generated to write that first email that goes out to them. And remember, this email isn't going out to the prospect right now. What's happening is that this email is being generated and being put back into your CRM for you to tweak and then send out. The idea here is not for this agent to send out emails. That is something your people are still going to do. The idea is that it just gets them over that initial inertia of doing the research and then compiling that research into one consolidated email. All right, now that our workflow has ran, let's go take a look at what our lead looks like. And as you can see, for all of our 10 leads, we've managed to put in the research as well as an email draft, a first email draft for every single one of them. Let's just take a look at any one random research report. Okay, so it's answering the questions that we set out. It found what the company does and what the ideal customer profile is. It then also found out information regarding the company's finances, which is very important. It's also got expansion plans, which again, as I said, are going to be super important for us in this example because we are an AI recruitment platform. And if they're expanding, they're probably looking to hire more people. Let's see if we actually manage to write a good email draft. All right, so hi Jeff, this is a Lakeport project caught my attention. Interesting, a very specific project. One and impressive. So Lake Ozarks with a Marriott hotel featuring 400 plus rooms. All right, so a lot of data there in that email. Skill, suspicious project, staffing will be crucial for your success. Good. All right, I think this is a pretty decent AI email to have gotten. And remember, all of this, so 10 leads enriched with research and their email drafts written all within 30 seconds. So that's like saying 5 minutes for 100 leads. And that's exactly the kind of scale that I'm talking about. Once this system is running at that sort of scale, that's when you start seeing the true value of time being added back into your SDR's calendar. Well, there you go. That's the workflow that I built. The idea is to use workflows like this to automate very micro tasks that can then go back and add value to your everyday operations. Now, before I close, I want to say a couple of things. First of all, I gave an overview of the workflow. I showed you how it works and all that sort of stuff. I realize a bunch of you who are going to end up watching this video are gonna struggle with building this and actually making this happen. You know, this some people might not know how to work with APIs. Some people might not know how n8n is actually set up and how you can go ahead and start building these workflows. Don't worry, I've written a newsletter. It's in the description. Everything you need is there, including screenshots, step by step. It's sort of designed to handhold you and walk you through the entire process of building this whole thing together. So you don't have to pay someone to build it, right? Not you shouldn't have to pay people to build very basic things like this. So that's number one. Number two is I want to talk about for a second why I'm building this channel and why I'm putting out content like this. I fundamentally believe that AI can be a great equalizer. For a very long time, people who were non-technical, people who didn't know how to code, people who could not whip up software very, very quickly, felt like they were on the fringes of the tech change that was happening all around them. AI is poised to change that fundamentally, provided that non-technical people, as they're called, actually manage to get over that inertia of actually trying something with AI and seeing the results. My goal or my aim is to have teams and people who are not necessarily developing software at companies, who are people who are involved with marketing or sales or accounting or operations, roles that are traditionally thought of as low tech or no tech. My aim is to get them to start leveraging AI into their daily processes and start seeing actual results. That's what I'm trying to do here. So if you're interested in that, if you want to see more videos like this, please go ahead and subscribe, and I'll make sure that I keep churning them out for you. Thanks for watching. Bye.